It's been 12 long years since a family said goodbye to a mother, a father, and a daughter after they were brutally murdered inside their home in the early hours of November 25th, 2012. Robert Vellos Senior, his wife Karen Skeen, and her daughter Teena Skeen are the victims of this heinous crime, and since that day, their surviving family members have fought for justice to be handed down to the suspected murderer. That man is Jared Ranguy, the son of Karen Skeen, who was today sentenced to 3 life sentences in prison for the execution of his stepfather, sister, and mother. Crystal Holder, niece of the late Karen Skeen, expressed the family's relief after the final trial today.
I would say that we're feeling emotional, relieved and grateful that this long journey is finally over and that justice has been served. The loss of our loved ones, it was immense. It was profound because we're such a close family, and so it was shocking and it was truly a tragedy. And we have been coming here to these court sessions for 12 years. Some of the family behind me they've been at every court session. So we are relieved. However, the sentence, it does not take away the deep pain that we feel and that we will continue to feel probably for the rest of our lives. Because the absence of Aunt Karen, Teena, and Mr. Robert is felt every single day, and they are dearly missed. But we are grateful for this closure.
In 2012, the news of this murder sent shockwaves across the nation, and the grim details of the act further rattled the public. 32-year-old Teena Skeen and her stepfather, Robert Vellos Senior, had been shot in the head. However, her mother, Karen Skeen, a cancer survivor, had been shot in the head as well as slashed in the throat. Since that day, the Skeen and Vellos family have awaited the day when the killer would be placed behind bars. Much to their disappointment and frustration, the matter was drawn out in court for over 10 years.
Justice for, like I said, my sister Karen, my niece Teena, and my brother-in-law Robert. Justice for them. That's the most important thing at this point. However, what I want to see, or what we want to see him found guilty and spend the rest of his life in jail. That's what we want to see. At this point, the way the family feels is that justice delayed, justice denied. It's not about just not us, the family, the surviving family, but the 3 victims. It becomes a point where we feel like Jared, who allegedly committed these murders, is manipulating the system, and it's working on his behalf.
Over the past 12 years, Ranguy has changed lawyers over 7 times. At the conclusion of the trial, he was represented by senior counsel Godfrey Smith, who says that he is dissatisfied with today's outcome. Ranguy will be serving 3 life sentences in prison concurrently and will not be eligible for parole until he served 37 years. The 12 years spent behind bars will be deducted from his sentences, so he's likely to spend 25 years behind bars minimum. Smith says that the decision was due in part to the fact that Ranguy was not able to undergo extensive psychiatric evaluation.
We would have preferred a fixed sentence, which means it's fixed. And once you've done a certain amount of time, then you would be free. One of the main things we were relying on was the forensic psychiatric report of a United Kingdom forensic psychiatrist and a sleep specialist. Unfortunately, those reports could not be conclusive without having hooked up Mr. Ranguy to sleep study machines in the prison. The cost was too prohibitive. We couldn't go that far, and as a result, the experts could only go so far as to say non-REM parasomnia, in common parlance, sleepwalking, could not be ruled out.
Ranguy pleaded guilty to the charges and expressed remorse within his affidavit. However, he failed to apologize to the family during the trial. Holder says that while the pain of losing her family members will never dissipate, the gesture of an apology may have added to the feeling of closure the family is seeking.
I think it would have been better if he had spoken to us and apologized. I think that would have meant much more. We are grateful that he pled guilty and that today is the last day that we have to be here and that this is over. I think that now individually all of us have our own journeys that we want to get to forgiveness. We want to be at peace and we hope that today our family members are able to finally sleep in peace.
Britney Gordon for News 5.